So besides the fact that I went silent for a while I checked the difference between OCD and OCPD, which thankfully I did, because I will definitely remember there's a difference now just because of the silence on the video. Speaking of silence, better put my phone back on silent because I've just watched it back and I'm really happy with my videos. So watching them back, like I've said, if you don't want to, you don't have to. These are for me, and by watching myself back, I'm teaching myself, which is awesome. So I'm winning all round, I feel. So I'm learning, I'm, cementing it in, and, if you want, you get to learn something too, if you do choose to watch my videos along with me. So at the moment, I have just realised this might be really boring for a video, but I'm currently have cutouts, right, for, say, all of these left colour to go on the wall with the rest. But again, like I've said, I need to actually read them and then, like, start figuring out ways how to remember stuff. And just simply from watching the video back, I can already see this is going to be really helpful for me, because I am someone who works so much better when I've got other people around me. I am someone that needs to hold myself accountable to really achieve what I want to. And since these videos are like daily and important to me, like, I really don't want to have to make a video at the end of my degree and be like, motherfucker, like, I talked a good game, but I didn't actually get there, because that would suck. And I don't know how it will go, but all I know is I've got to keep doing whatever it takes. So this is where I'm at with these. So learning with Liv, video number 3. So I'm just going to try and keep it a bit more simple. Obviously just going to read out what I've got. If anything isn't working for me or I'm not understanding, I will clarify things. But yeah, like I said in the last video also, I think because I spend so much time by myself that, like, the concept of time does get away from me. Like, it's 2.5 minutes I've been talking, and that's not long, really, But, on the other hand, 30 seconds can be a lifetime if you're trying to do a plank. So it depends on what you're doing, I guess. But yeah, let's jump right in. So the reality principle is the gratification of pleasurable urges that are delayed until the appropriate time with least negative consequences. Okay. So you're delaying the pleasurable gratification until the appropriate time where there is a negative consequence. Cool. Let's see what Google says. Hey Google, what's the reality principle? In classical psychoanalytical theory, the regulatory mechanism that represents the demands of the external world and requires the individual to forego or modify instinctual gratification or to postpone it to a more appropriate time, which is basically what I read out already. What? Here's an example. Let's do that, hey? Alright, you know what? I said I was going to keep it more simple. I've read out 2 different ways of what it means. I'm going to move on. Now, I'm not blue tacking as at the moment because I've got already multiple things happening. So, 3 patterns of nature-nurture interactions. The same behavior from the parents leads to different behavior in the child. Child elicits different responses from the caregiver, and the child selects particular environment. Nature, nurture means what comes from our environment versus what we inherit. 3 interactions. Again, with the silence, eh? So individual explanations can be compared with a nature approach, so it's in your inherited personality, whereas situational explanations may be associated with nurture, which is the environment that you're in, the environment you're in, and what influences your behavior by those around you. Yep. Okay, so now we're going to make that, so it's children get different responses from caregiver. Children select the 3 patterns of nature nurture. So it's the particular environment, the responses from the caregiver, and the behavior from the parent. I don't think I study correctly. In fact, I'm absolutely freaking positive I don't. I know I used to be good. I know that when I was training to become a travel consultant, I've literally got them like the grades, the transcript. My lowest grade was 97. That's where I need to be at with uni. The difference was I didn't live by myself. I had someone. I had a partner. Someone I should never have been with for sure. But you know, we all go through stuff to learn lessons, and that was one of those big red flag situations where we were so completely and utterly different. It wasn't funny, you know. And science proves that opposites might attract, but they sure as hell don't stay compatible because they're not really compatible to begin with. And that's actually scientifically proved. I've read that in lots of my psych books. So that's not me just having that opinion, just FYI. All right. Indisputable evidence that biology does influence personality to some extent. Personality is partially heritable. Strengths evolutionary theory. Oh yeah, evolution. Biology. That makes sense. I'm all about evolution. Personally think our species need to evolve. Quick, smart, but yeah. Strengths evolutionary therapy. Indisputable evidence that biology does influence our personalities. So, biology is influencing our personality. Well, I have a very uniquely different personality. How do I make that make sense? Well, I believe in evolution. I believe that we need to evolve. So, strengths, evolution, the evidence. Oh, I think I'm getting somewhere. What is the strengths evolutionary theory, Olivia? Well, it's the indisputable evidence that shows that biology is affecting our personality to an extent. So there you go. When you watch this back, Liv, you remember. Oh, goodness. Now, just to keep the colouring going, because I've realised another thing, right, guys? And this is going to be really helpful, especially like during the winter months when there's no TV and I want to go to bed and it's dark outside and then I start sulking, because that will happen, almost pretty sure of it. So I've got these, right? These are my actual notes. So once I figure out and memorize all of this, combined with what I'm currently doing, I will ace everything. Now, those books have been made since January. They're still not even in a binder because I still haven't even made the titles or printed out number 2s for personality. So my point being, though, is obviously these learning ones are a little bit off the cuff, a bit, you know, everything's off the cuff, so to speak, but these are more like, obviously these are more for me because I'm wanting to read and take in what I'm doing as I'm doing it before they go on my wall. But these, again, I can read. Like like I said, you know, this is technically week 1 for trimester 1, as far as I know. I might double check that actually. But if I can try to stay like week to week along with it, because I've already got them, then when I get to trimester 2 when I'm actually enrolled, hopefully those weeks when I'm actually enrolled will be spent on, like I've said, my assignments, because I need to make sure I just stay up to date with absolutely everything, because I need to. Getting comfortable when you're in pain sucks, right? What sucks even more though is getting comfortable and then getting comfortable. So I'm relatively comfortable for my level of pain for the moment. But then needing to like get up and do something. For example, I really don't like drinking cold coffee. And my coffee is not cold. It's probably medium temperature, I guess, maybe just under. But I don't know. I really like my coffee to be like really, really hot. Oh, I almost put one in the thing and didn't read it. Okay. The weaknesses of the evolutionary theory. Okay, so we just did the strengths evolutionary therapy. I think there's a word missing. No wonder I'm confused. Okay, maybe I shall double check, because this one says weaknesses of the evolutionary theory. Learn to talk. I want to be a public speaker on a stage in front of thousands, and I can't say normal words properly. Yeah, okay. The theory of evolution is based on the idea that all species are related and gradually change over time. Evolution relies on there being genetic variation in a population which affects the physical characteristics, phenotype of an organism. Cool. So that definitely helps. Okay, so it's definitely meant to be the strengths of the evolutionary theory. That makes life a little easier. Indisputable evidence that biology does influence the personality to some extent. Personality is partially heritable. Am I saying that word right? The amount of words that I don't know if I'm actually saying right because I'm by myself and I don't have someone to like double check it with.
Heritable.
Heritable. Okay, I think so. That's all good. All right, so the weaknesses of evolutionary theory are the evolutionary approaches. Evolutionary approaches underestimate the importance of social influences, and also the theory is difficult to apply in some circumstances, such as ambiguous social situations. Yeah, okay. The weaknesses. Underestimate the importance of social influence, and also the theory is difficult to apply in some circumstances. Okay. I don't know, like I've just got to keep going and then just keep reading. This is the whole point, right? So, psychoanalytic. Yeah, okay. The psychoanalytic view of the person. The mind is part of the body that consists of the psychic energy. If the energy is built up and sexual and aggressive desires are repressed, neurotic symptoms develop. Oh, I think I get it. I need to write something to make that work better for my head though. Psycho analytic. Alright, the psychoanalytic theory is the theory of personality, organization, and the dynamics of the personality development that guides psychoanalysis, a clinical method for treating psychopathology. Yep, first discovered or first invented by Freud. The mind is part of the body that consists of the psychic energy. Yeah, Freud. Psychoanalytic view of the person. Am I right? Psychoanalytic theory. Psychoanalytic theory. I feel since I have studied Freud that I should be fine with this. But like obviously I've been at uni for a long time and I know all the information I've learned is in here somewhere. Because my grades aren't bad. Like, I'm actually doing relatively okay considering how much time I have wasted. But like I've said, you know, guys, that ice pipe got put in front of me and it was really just like hit me in the forefront of why the fuck did I quit? Why did I start this? I mean, yes, it all started because of Mr. X in fairness, but it's not about that anymore. Not about that. It's about figuring me out. I would never have even tried or wanted to if it wasn't for what I went through. Which, you know, I promised myself I wouldn't mention him again. It's funny because in his life, I am literally what I imagine is called the mistake he made while on drugs. And I was swept under the carpet, so I'm like a speck of dust in that man's life, or probably not even that. I don't exist in that man's life, and yet it very much exists in mine. And no, I do not, for the record, believe that I am delusional. I feel perfectly sane, quite frankly. But yeah, man, if what I went through is what's teaching me unconditional love and trying to help me figure out my own shit, I'm not complaining. But I do need to keep going because I have so many to do. I'm also thinking about dinner. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, Married at First Sight was terrible. Terrible. Oh, it's hilarious having the same name as Olivia that's on it, because the amount of stuff I've watched or read about her is just super duper duper funny. But yeah, like I said to the person I was talking to in New Zealand, I was like, it's real funny, you know, watching and reading all this stuff. She goes, oh, how's it making her feel? And I was like, well, truthfully, it's really teaching me that there are definitely some stories that shouldn't be told. Now, there's obviously stories that I tell just for fun. You know, the most viewed video I've got, which is like over, actually I've got no idea. Last time I checked it, it was like at 2,000 views. I've got no idea what it's at now, because, like, yeah, I haven't checked it in ages. Let's see. Yeah, 2K. I mean, yeah, 2,000 views, so that's alright. 10 days are good. What was I saying? Let me think. Yes, right, these videos. I obviously am making these for me. I need to, oh, that's right, shutting up because of Olivia on Married at First Sight. Yes, watching all of that, reading all that stuff has taught me that there are some stories I don't need to share. I do believe people have been trying to teach me this for a very long time. Up until recently, I've been meh, because I've always basically lived my life for as long as I can remember, sort of with the whole mentality of, if I can't share what I'm about to do, there's a reason for it. And that usually means I shouldn't be doing whatever I'm about to do, because of the type of person I am and the fact that I share everything. But yeah, there are certain things now where I'm just like, oh yeah. I mean, I could share. It's not that I don't. It's just, meh. What am I trying to say? These will be better. These Learning with Liv videos will be better once I get to the booklets, I think. Right now, though, as I've said, just I need to keep doing this. I need to keep myself in check because, like, it is only 4 o'clock. I've been talking for 20 minutes. This is true. 20 minutes is nothing. It's absolutely nothing. And it's like, oh, I don't know. I'm just, I do feel like I take a long time in my head. But really, I don't at all. Like, if I actually studied, say, for example, like, just stayed doing, like, worship, reading constantly, for 8 hours a day, over the day, I think I'd be good. Like, I've got no music on because it distracts me. One of the things I learned in cognitive psychology was that, the environment that you learn in, like, it plays a part. Like, say for example, so I don't actually remember the term because clearly I didn't implement it properly, but it's, say for example, exam sittings are usually in a room, you're quiet, there's no noise, no distraction. So if you study like that, it'll come like across to you more, because I'm going to have to look in the book now to figure it out what I'm trying to say exactly, but it's very quiet in my house because for me to truly take this stuff in, and I'm colouring as I'm talking because that way I can colour and read them out in a row, I have to focus, and I can't focus when I've got music on because that will distract me. Like, my mind distracts me so much. Just looking at the window distracts me. And that's why I'm filming this, because if I didn't have this camera on, I don't think I would even be able to do this much because of how easily I get distracted. But since I've opened my websites for myself, and truthfully, like I said, I'm probably going to keep making videos for like ever at this rate, because I am at day 71, so that's 71 days since I've been 36. I do feel like it's going to be interesting 5 years, 10 years from now, looking back and just seeing how different I am. Like, I can look back and see how different I am from the videos that I made in 2018. Not warm enough. We'll need to make more. I think I need to get new highlighters too. And I'm definitely not helping myself in the sense that I've got one of those, like over your knees sort of tables. I'll take a photo. One of those like soft cushiony things with a desk thing, and currently I'm doing this on the back of a book, but it's not high enough, so it's all bending and stuff. And this is almost deep, so I'm gonna keep going. Well, I'm gonna read this out once I finish this one, and then change highlighters, because I don't want to get up, because once I get up I'm obviously gonna have to turn the video off, which is fine, because I'll just turn it back on again when I get back to this. Considering it's Thursday, it's no Married at First Sight tonight anyway, and like I said, I've just watched the freaking catch up from last night, and it was terrible, honestly terrible. So yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing for the day besides making dinner, and I'm getting hungry, so I might even get up once I finish this and make dinner. I'm looking forward to dinner. The vegan sausages are delicious. The Meat Alternative Company, so good, Nick, so good. Wrong one. Sausages, potatoes, and salad. Oh, yes, that's sounding wonderful right now. I'm going to finish colouring this one since it's in my hand. Then I'm going to read them out. And then I think I'm actually going to go and make dinner at like 4:15 because I'm hungry. So why not? And, yeah, after dinner, I'll come back and do this. I don't even know what to do with myself when I'm like, oh my god, I just remembered something. I was going to say, I don't know what to do with myself when I eat, right? Because I'm so used to eating in front of a TV. And obviously, eating at your dining room table is lovely, but I haven't lived with anyone for a long time. But, truthfully, I can do it for myself. But yeah, I've just realised something. Last night I obviously was all over the place, but I ended up looking up podcasts for personality psychology, and I started listening to one, and I've honestly just remembered it now, but it played all throughout the night. Yeah, it says personality lecture, depth psychology, Sigmund Freud. So subliminally, I had personal psychology going into my head, and I've just remembered that I've got this podcast, and that's what I've been telling myself I'm going to do. Like, when I need to have a break from this, what podcast, YouTube, I need to absorb myself with psychology. Because if I truly want to figure me out and to be able to help me and to help others, I have to understand what the fuck is happening. And as I've said, the only person I'm hurting by saying my memory doesn't work is myself, because any number of the shows that I watch or the songs that I listen to prove that I can remember shit if I just repeat it to myself. That's what I do with the songs I like. But yeah, at 26 minutes, I'm gonna stop talking. It's getting hot and I'm getting hungry.